Let's talk a little Colorado, Kansas State. And Colorado now, surprisingly, right in the mix in the Big 12. I mean, if you look at the Big 12 standings right now, Colorado sits at 2-0, Kansas State 1-1. I mean, this is close to, I mean, who knows in the Big 12, but this could be an elimination game for Kansas State. So they are sitting at, what, are they still around four as we record this? Colorado has taken some money. Is it so spread still at
There's
four?
three and a halves. There's three. I mean, you can't even keep up with this thing. It keeps diving. It's three and a halves now.
Three and a halves. I mean, I show value in Kansas State, but I may have underestimated Colorado. It's shown me some things. But maybe that game against UCF. I mean, maybe that they were the ones who forced UCF to quit. But I worry about the Kansas State secondary here. The Kansas State secondary is extremely vulnerable, and they're also, their pass rush doesn't really scare me that much to like make Sanders really pay for, still an offensive line that has issues. But that's what happened against UCF. Like UCF had issues in the secondary, and they haven't been really getting home against the quarterback. I do think that, from a props perspective, this is a huge game for Kansas State. Why not? You got to unleash Avery Johnson, who's still an inconsistent passer, and his legs. I mean, how does he not go over his rushing prop? Because you look at Colorado, Colorado can't defend mobile quarterbacks. And I mean, you look all season long. Let's go through the games here. North Dakota State in the opener, Cam Miller, 16 for 81. Uh, let's see. What are the other mobile quarterbacks they faced? What did Jefferson do? Jefferson went 20 for 76. And did they face one other mobile quarterback? Oh, Baylor. I mean, Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah.
Sawyer Robertson was running on these guys. He 9 for 82 for old Sawyer. So I'm gonna dabble in some Avery Johnson, maybe some upside there with like 100 plus or something. But I'm worried about the Kansas State secondary here. What do you say?
I don't think that is the only prop you should be hitting. Wrote this up for Action Network, a huge preview. I have never come out with so many prop bets in my life, and I'm not a prop better. Let's first off, let's address the fact that yes, I took a Kansas State -6 in this spot coming off of a bye. I thought Colorado would be on the downswing. Didn't happen. You're going to see live wagers covering up that 6 on Kansas State if I get the opportunity. Maybe they get the ball first, maybe they score. Just so everybody out there knows, if I can cover up that 6, I will, because I am way more interested in a couple of props and I'm way more interested in the total. Here's the reason why. Well, first off, I'm nervous about Kansas State because the last time they went on a road in primetime, BYU just carved them up. Wasn't even close. It was over fast. They've had no success. Kansas State's had no success in stopping opposing passing teams. Arizona marched up and down the field. I know what the final score was, but they were up and down the field. BYU destroyed them. Now, from a rush perspective, Kansas State is good against outside zone, not as good against inside zone. What does Colorado run? A lot of inside zone is what beat UCF. Colorado against UCF absolutely destroyed their defensive line between the tackles. 27 attempts, a 60% success rate, 5.2 yards per play from a Colorado rushing attack. Keep in mind, UCF is still ranked third nationally in defensive rushing success rate, and Colorado destroyed them. What? Isaiah Augustave averaged 10 yards per carry on 4 inside zone reads. 10 yards per carry on an inside zone? So the handicap really for Colorado, we know is Shedeur Sanders, how great he is. 15 big time throws, a turnover worthy play rate less than 1%. But the guy that's going to cook here is LaJohntay Wester. The slot has massive advantages, what Kansas State is going to put in front of him. The Kansas State defensive finishing drives rank comes from allowing more field goals than touchdowns. That is not the Colorado offense. Colorado is all about quick touchdowns. You go to the other side of the ball, you mentioned it, Stuck. I mean, Avery Johnson, DJ Giddens, high rush explosives here. I don't expect that to change. Connor Riley's kept up what Colin Klein was doing. multiple run concepts coming out of there, 25 plays of inside zone, power, counter, or man. They run everything. Johnson, 220 yards on the ground from designed run calls and 5 explosives. You're right, Stuck. He should absolutely cook here. Passing, don't even try, right? It's been way below expectation. And frankly, the offensive line has allowed 46 pressures and 142 dropbacks. And Johnson, 0 big time throws, 5 turnover worthy plays when he has hands in his face. It's not working out for Avery Johnson from a passing perspective. Let's give credit to the Colorado defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, who came in from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
He's improved a number of areas here. Colorado's allowing just 2.7 points on drives across the 40. This is the 10th best team in the nation in stops. That is a PFF metric that defines a play as the offense had a complete failure, basically a one-on-one tackle, right? Colorado's 10th. I mean, that is a disciplined defense. Here's one stat I could not get over. I still can't get over this. Colorado State offense is a major 3-and-out team, one of the highest ranking 3-and-out teams. They are also one of the highest TD drives team. It's boom or bust all the way. Either I'm 3 plays and out or I'm touchdown with Shedeur Sanders' arm. Kansas State opponents are 16th fastest time in FBS in touchdown scores. When Kansas State allows you to get a touchdown,
They're giving up a ton of explosive passes. Like that's
it's within 2 minutes.
Think about all the busted coverages they had like against Tulane.
Corners, last thing I'll say, corners Jacob Parrish and Keenan Garber, they're going to be responsible for tracking down Travis Hunter. They've allowed 34 or 51 targets to hit, and most of them explosive. I see Colorado taking shots and I see success. I see Wester being that, but more importantly, Stuck, I would take an Avery Johnson prop. I would take a Wester prop. I would take a Shedeur prop. I think Colorado this is going to be a lot of numbers here. I take the over. The over is the best play for me.